This is the prime time Sunday afternoon game on Fox at 4:25. So, this is that late afternoon game that should be exciting. You have two teams that are playoff teams from last year, two teams that are projected to be playoff teams this year. You have two teams that could possibly be the NFC representative in the Super Bowl this year. Jordan is a little bit hobbled. Detroit is coming in with all of its key weapons healthy for the most part. So can Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers defend Lambeau Field, or is that train filled with a whole lot of lions that are hungry, getting ready to feed a lot of green cheese? Which is
it? I think, man, again, like we just said about the Texans, one of the areas that we consider, at least one of the areas I consider to be iffy with the Lions is that secondary. You don't know which secondary is showing up, and with Hudson not there to be able to apply that pressure. Now, yes, Deion Branch, Arnold, they get their plays in, but teams have been able to throw the ball on that secondary. For me, for Detroit, get the ball to the two-headed monster. You already know how I feel about that. You get the ball to the two-headed monster. Golf has been very proficient. What he's been doing, getting the ball to the receivers. Because Jordan Love, if there's one thing Jordan Love has showed this season is that he has the potential of giving the ball away. He has done some what I consider not to be so smart stuff. But I, like you just said, see this one of these two teams will be representing. I feel going to be representing the NFC in the Super Bowl. I say that now. I'm making my bold prediction. But one of these two teams possibly will be representing the NFC in the Super Bowl, and I think it'll be the Detroit Lions.
Okay. I feel you on that. And just for the general audience, next Friday night show, we're actually going to do a breakdown of what we believe who is going to be in the playoffs leading up to the Super Bowl. So we're going to do our mid-season playoff / Super Bowl predictions on next Friday night show. So if you want to go ahead and kind of jot down who the 7 teams you believe are going to be in the AFC, representing the AFC in the playoffs, do so. Same for the NFC, but we'll have brackets for everyone to kind of break down what I believe and what Griff believes based on what we've seen thus far this year. But I'm going to start with the Detroit Lions. You say that you are not as confident in the defense of the Detroit Lions. I am confident that Aaron Glenn has taken this defense to an entirely different level than what you saw last year. That team was very good last year. I got it. We lost Hutchinson. We still are creeping up on the trade deadline. We're going to find us a defensive rusher some way, somehow, if I'm the Detroit Lions. And I'm going to ensure that I plug up that gap to ensure that my defensive line can continue to apply pressure on the opposing team's quarterback, right? And the offense, you talked about the running game with Montgomery and his running mate, but I'm going to focus on Jared Goff and that passing game. They have one of the top 3 passing games to where it can methodically operate in a way to where they run up and down the field and just eat up the clock. This is the battle for the king of the North, and I believe that the Lions are the better team. I know that traditionally Green Bay defends home field very well, unless it's in the playoffs. I don't think that they're able to do it this weekend at home against the Lions. I think the Lions take a firm control of the NFC North by not only beating the Packers, but separating themselves and creating that 2-game cushion that they're going to need in late December when the entire division is on the line, because all 4 teams, as we know, are very good. So I'm looking forward to this game. This is going to be one of those games where key plays at key moments made by key players is going to be the deciding factor. Whether it is a late turnover by Jordan Love, like you mentioned, because he can and most likely does turn the ball over when you apply that pressure to him, or is it going to be a big, deep pass either from Goff or Love to one of their receivers? Cannot wait to see this one play itself out. So I'm going with the Lions on this. Who you got?
I got Detroit, man. I just like the way Campbell's and how these guys have bought into their coach. I mean, it's a testament. He believed in his players, and his players believe in him. I think if he get into a passing match, as much as I used to give Jerry Goff the business, hey, Detroit has been a good place for him and his system. I mean, this dude. I mean, it ain't been like 1 or 2 weeks here. I mean, like the last 3 to 4 weeks, man. This dude, his first 15 or so passes is completed. I mean, he just picking jokers apart, man. So, barring injuries, man, Detroit should win this game.
Yeah. I mean, because we're coming up on the midseason for every team. Majority of the teams have played 8 games already thus far. Some of them 7, like the Detroit Lions. But you're at the middle of the season, and Jared Goff is right there in the discussion for the NFL MVP this year. So, looking for Detroit to take care of business and take control of the NFC North.